My family got home from Vietnam late last night, which is 13 hours ahead of the time zone that we live in, and we are definitely all feeling jet lagged today. So I reached out to my friend and colleague, Dr. Sujay Cansegra, to get his thoughts on how to manage jet lag.
Thanks for that great question. To help explain jet lag and tell you what to do, I bring you back to my sleep graphic. You can thank your circadian rhythm for jet lag. That's depicted here in these yellow arrows. During a 24-hour period, we have a natural up and down pattern in the signal for wakefulness that our circadian rhythm gives us. And our circadian rhythm likes to keep the same pattern over a 24-hour period. When we travel, our internal body clock is mismatched with the social clock, which is the clock on the wall, which is the exact same issue you experience during shift work without the fun of the travel. Now, helping you decide what to do regarding sleep, wake, melatonin, etc., it gets very nuanced very quickly, depending on how old you are, your natural sleep timing, where you're flying to, what time you're flying, etc., etc. So let's keep it simple. Let's avoid the nuance. Let me just give you a sense of what you should do if you're flying within the US and shifting time zones. If you're flying from east to west, which is usually the easier transition, what you're doing is asking your circadian rhythm to delay, to do everything later than it typically does. And the best way to do that is to get light later at nighttime when you fly over to the West Coast. Plenty of bright light just before it's time for bed, and try to sleep in as long as you can. When you wake up in the morning, try to avoid bright light. If you're traveling from the West Coast to the East Coast, you're going to do somewhat of the opposite. At nighttime, you're going to avoid bright lights and try to get lots of bright light first thing in the morning when you wake up. Now, in both situations, lining up the timing of meal intake based on your current timing wherever you are can also be helpful to get you adjusted faster. All right, here's one bit of nuance. Sorry, I can't help myself. It's a problem. Let's say you're flying internationally. You're flying from California all the way over to Africa or Europe. Let's say Monrovia, Liberia, for example. That is 7 hours ahead of California. So you might be thinking, yeah, I'm flying east. The sleep doc told me to get light first thing in the morning. Well, it turns out there is a limit to how early you can get that light. And the best way to figure out that time is think about the time you naturally wake up on the weekend. Count backwards by about 3 hours. So if you wake up at 9 a.m. on the weekends, remember 6 a.m. 6 a.m. in your home time zone. Now, let's fly you over to Liberia. In Liberia, let's say you wake up, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. What time is it over in California? It's 2 a.m. You want to get light after 6 a.m. in your home state, in your home time zone. Because anything earlier is still nighttime for your brain. And if you get light at that time, it ends up delaying you. You might be saying, oh, this is too much, well, it's too complicated, in which case I'd say, forget about it. Don't worry about it. Your brain and sunlight will do an intricate electrochemical and hormonal dance it's been doing for eons and fix it for you. I'm just trying to make it suck 10% less, but it's still going to suck a little bit. Let's keep it in perspective. Go travel, have fun, whatever.